Hey everybody, this is Mr. McKee again with SEC 210. Today we'll be going over Lab 21.2.12, which is examining Telnet and SSH in Wireshark. Alright, I have up my CyberOps workstation virtual machine running in VMware Workstation. Alright, I'm going to try to make these instructions a little bit bigger, maybe, if they'll fit. Alright. And notice here, there's only one question to answer throughout the whole lab. The lab's about 4 pages, so it should be fairly straightforward and quick. Alright, so in this lab, you will configure a router to accept SSH connectivity and use Wireshark to capture and view Telnet and SSH sessions. This will demonstrate the importance of encryption with SSH. Alright, we're using CyberOps Workstation. Alright. So examining the Telnet session with Wireshark, you will use Wireshark to capture and view the transmitted data of a Telnet session. Start the CyberOps workstation. I'm already in there. Alright, we're going to open up a terminal window and start Wireshark. And I'm going to make this screen a little bit bigger. Alright, so Wireshark is our command. Or our application, we're going to do the @ sign, and that's going to open up Wireshark. Alright, starting Wireshark capture on the loopback interface. Notice the loopback interface is the top one in my case. Alright, it doesn't look like there's any traffic going across there right now, but I'm going to click on that. Alright, so open another terminal window, start a Telnet session to the local host. And once again, I'm going to zoom in. Alright. So basically, I'm telnetting into myself inside of this virtual machine. Telnet localhost. Notice it's letting me in. Alright. And shows that we're using Arch Linux version right there. Alright. The login is analyst, and if I spell it right, that'll work the best. Alright, password, CyberOps. Alright, notice we're logged in. It tells us the last login was May 26th, which was a while ago. Alright. Stop the Wireshark capture after you've provided the user details. Right, so stop is right there. It's a red square, and you notice you have a whole bunch of Telnet packets listed under the Wireshark. All right. So examine the Telnet session after a filter. Apply a filter that only displays Telnet related traffic. So enter Telnet in the filter field up here where it has apply a displayed filter. So Telnet. Alright, notice everything's nothing but Telnet is showing up under the protocol column. Alright, right click on one of the Telnet lines in the packet list section of Wireshark, and from the drop down list select follow TCP stream. Alright, so you got follow and then you hit TCP stream. Alright, so follow TCP stream window displays the data for your Telnet session with the CyberOps Workstation VM. The entire session is displayed in plain text, including your password. Notice that the username that you entered is displayed with duplicate characters. This is caused by the echo setting in Telnet to allow you to view the characters that you type on the screen. Alright, notice right there, analyst. And notice I think didn't I spell it wrong one time? Yes, I changed it. Alright, notice password right there. So this is definitely not secure. After you finish reviewing your Telnet session in a follow TCP stream, click close that window down. All right, type exit at the terminal to exit the Telnet session. Remember, this is the Telnet section. This other one is actually running Wireshark. And notice since we put an @ sign at the end, it's given us a terminal line again. But we want to be on this one for Telnet. All right, exit. So log out, connection closed by a foreign host. So we're logged out of Telnet right now. And I'm going to close this down too. Everything gets too busy. All right. So part 2 is examine a SSH session with Wireshark. In part 2, you will examine an SSH session with the local host. Wireshark will be used to capture and view the data of this SSH section. Start another Wireshark capture using loopback interface. So I'm going to just minimize this. All right, so start capture. I'm going to continue without saving because I don't want that other data that it was collecting prior. All right. And I can just take out this filter. All right, you will establish an SSH session with localhost. At the terminal prompt, enter SSH localhost. So let's go back to terminal. And since I closed it down, I have to open it back up. Zoom back in a couple times. All right, so SSH localhost. All right, it does tell me the authenticity of host localhost cannot be established. All right, it gives me a key fingerprint is SHA-256. That's the key. Let's see what it says. Enter yes to continue connecting. It just can't be. It is a secure connection, but it just can't verify it with a third party. All right, so type in yes. Type in with CBROPS as the password. All right, notice it's logged in. Last time it logged in was today. All right, apply an SSH filter on the Wireshark capture data. So click back on this. It doesn't say stop, but I'm going to go ahead and stop it. So let's stop. All right. Enter SSH. And I'm going to make this, move that over a little bit, make it full screen. All right. Click apply. Well, I've already applied it, but notice SSH is showing the version 2. All right, right click on one of the SSH version 2 lines in the packet list section of Wireshark, and in the drop down list, select the follow TCP stream. All right, so go down to follow TCP stream. All right, examine the follow TCP stream window of your SSH section. The data has been encrypted and is unreadable. Compare that data to your SSH section to the data of your Telnet session. Well, obviously, you can't just look at this until what it shows. All right, after examining the SSH section, click close. So that's showing you, why you should use encrypted transmissions versus plain text. All right, why is SSH preferred over Telnet for remote connections? You guys should be able to tell that. All about security. All right. But now sometimes I know, especially internal in a network, especially in a lab environment, you might have to use Telnet. If you're blocking SSH, you might have to use Telnet, something like that. But for the most part, especially over the an unsecured network like the internet, you definitely want to use SSH if you're remotely connecting to hosts outside of your control. All right, but that's it. Just answer that one question and upload that into Moodle for grade. All right, and that's it. Thanks for watching.